Hi, everybody. My name is Heather Aston, and this is my channel, TT's Trinkets and Treasures. If this is your first time spending a little bit of time with us, thank you so much for joining in. If this is not your first time, welcome back. I appreciate your continued support. This is day 2 of my latest challenge, which is to do a men's design, gender neutral, because many times they can, just like the change in bead can mean so much. But between now and Father's Day, I am making a piece of men's jewelry every single day for 28 days. So, as I just said, a lot of them are gender neutral just by changing the bead, or without even changing the bead. You're going to have some great designs. They're not all going to be knotted, but yesterday was. And something that I forgot to do yesterday was add up what the expense of that bracelet was. So the beads themselves were 29 cents. So we need to multiply that by 5. That comes out to $1.45 for the beads. The leather is 4 cents. I believe it's 4 cents. 4 cents an inch. 3.94. I believe it's 4 cents an inch, but I could be wrong. And we use 9 inches. So that's 0.4 times 9 is $3.60. The ends were 74 cents a piece. So we need to add that twice. And that comes out to $6.53. And then the clasp itself and the little bit of wire, I'm going to round it out at $7 for that bracelet. And I think that you could easily sell that bracelet for close $25 or $30. So that would give you some wiggle room in the price, allow you to do things like one for 25 or two for 60, something like that. And it would help them all come about. Today, let me bring you down to my mat so you can see. We are going to work on another bracelet, only this time we will be using Venus jasper to do so, and I will be knotting on gray leather, and we are going to use a simple hook clasp that I will knot into place, and then this will go inside the leather itself on the other end in order to have something to latch into. So it'll be secure. Now, I try my best to keep whatever my large hole beads are knotted on because it's easier to keep track. But I thought that at first I was like, oh, I'm going to do black leather for this. And then I saw like the gray tones in here. And I was like, nope, this is going to be gray all the way. So we're going to start out by measuring out. I think this is going to take, this bracelet will take about 24 inches. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm going to go ahead and add a few more just in case. I'm going to go up to 30 inches just to be on the safe side. I know I have things that I can make, such as earrings and whatnot, in case I did make it too bad or too long and I have to cut some off so that it's not wasteful. I need to pull out one of my barrel knot tubes. I prefer the straight ones over the curved ones when I make mine. It's just, I don't know why it's easier for me that way, but we're going to start off by putting the leather through our end right there. We're going to pull it up. We don't need much leather on this side because we're just going to cut off any excess. Oh no, I did pull. I was like, did I leave that on? Let me go ahead and get the ruler off because it tends to not like focusing when my ruler is on the mat. Makes it hard. Okay. So we have the short end on this side, the long end over here. You're going to stick your barrel knot tube in between the two, and you're going to go around 3 times towards your hand itself. Then you're going to come up and through the barrel knot tube, right like that. pull it out and pull it down. Now we're going to work the knot up to where we want it as we tighten it. Then I'm going to show you a little trick about the way I do knots. It involves glue, so you know I'm not a fan because I'm allergic. But what I like to do is I like to actually get the glue on the inside of the knot. I forgot this glue had a hole in the side of it, and now it's all over my freaking bead mat, my macrame board. Dang it. How did I forget about that? See, this is why I don't use glue on camera, folks. Right there. This is why. I don't even know if any glue got inside the knot or not. See, I told you guys last time that I'm always afraid that I use the word knot, N-O-T, more often when I'm knotting, K-N-O-T. Okay, yes, I got glue into the knot, but I need to get another one of these glues. That's horrible. For those of you who don't know, I'm allergic to adhesive. GS Hypo is the one that affects me the least when it comes to crafting glues. What's it called? The E6000, B7000, whatever it is the worst for me. Okay, back to our knotting project. We're going to go ahead and pull this the rest of the way so that it's nice and tight. And because you have glue on the inside, you don't see it on the outside, which is always nice. This is going to drive me crazy. It's okay. I have more of this fabric. I will recover it. I was kind of thinking it needed to be done already. Okay, now that we're past all of that, let me I have to grab my ruler again. And what we're going to do is we are going to measure down 2 inches, which is right here. And this is the length to go around here. Oh, maybe I should do 2.5. Yeah, I'm going to go to 2.5 actually. And that's where we're going to do our next barrel knot. We're just going to do it exactly the same as before, only we're not knotting around the other cord. So we're just going to go around once, twice, 3 times. And sometimes when I'm doing knotting projects like this, I will do the first and last knot as a triple. And then I tend to do the rest of them as just a double knot in between, or we are using way too much leather. Way too much leather for the piece. Yeah, scooch it one way, and then it's too far that way. Okay, and now we are just going to add one of these beautiful Venus jaspers. Got these from Randy at Thunder Horse Descendants. See how sharp that looks? Okay, to knot or not to knot? That is the question. I think let's see what a double one looks like, and then I will make my decision from there. And a double one is just only looping around it twice. Let me see how I feel about this. And if I think it's going to be enough. Scooch it right up. No. I think I want to do... Yeah, let's stick to the double knot so we don't run out of leather. I think that'll be okay. And then we're just going to grab another one of our Venus jasper beads. We're going to slide it down into place. And you guessed it, do another. Yeah, I like the 2 in between. I think that was the move. We're just going to do the double round up and through the tube. We're going to grab this. And I got to figure out the math for this leather because this leather is a 50-meter roll, not a 10-meter roll like the other. I need to get some stuff sold. Speaking of, if I ever make something that you like and you want, just reach out to me. And because just about all of it is pretty much for sale. It would have to be a very, very, very special piece that I made specifically for a family member. And I probably wouldn't. That's right, I forgot. Look what it does on the back, you guys. When you do the double, do you see how those like little knots, how it crisscrosses? The other side is fine, but this side, like knots like that, I love it because especially when you use a round bead, it's like XOXO. And it's so, and I forgot that this is why I like doing the two knots. I just need to twist this one. So all the, and they have the option with this, guys. They can wear it with the crisscross or they can keep it more streamlined with just the two straps of leather and be good with it. On to another piece of the Venus jasper. I like the way this is stranded because it's not like there's a bunch of the same like tones right next to each other, which is good because if that was the case, I'd be pulling them off and then putting them all back on. Okay, let's see where we are measurement wise, because we have 2 inches here. So we are at 4.5. I'm going to do one more, and then that will be the end of our bracelet. Let's see. Can't really. Let's go with this one. I'll put the other one back on and knot this up. Back up anyways, so that they stay on there, which is where I have the price anyways. Okay, I'm going to turn it this way at first. Once, twice. Keeping it as close to the bead as you possibly can, except for I need to do a third one because this is the last bead. Ooh, I forgot about that. Okay, we wanted to match and line up with the other one as much as we can, and we don't want it so tight that the beads can't move at all, but we want it tight enough that they don't move around on you or anything. Okay, and then all we're gonna do is we're gonna pull our leather, my ruler I keep turning away, and then we're gonna come down to right here. Wait, let me see here. One, oh wait, no. At 7, because we have the big hook, we're gonna knot a loop on this end. And then it looks like I didn't need any extra leather, guys. So I originally said 24 inches and then I bumped it up to 30. I'm going to see what I'm left with after I make my last loop in design, and we can just go from there. Sorry, I was getting a bit parched. Okay, so we want a fairly decent loop. And I'm actually going to turn this around when I make my loop so that I'm facing this way, or the barrel knot is facing this way rather than the other. And then I'm just going to come in through the barrel knot too. Nope, I lost the knot. Do not feel bad. That happens to the best of us. Oh, crap. I've got to measure this out to be right there is where I want the loop to start. So right there. And am I doing this wrong? 1, 2, 3. I'll be able to tell as soon as I get the leather out if I did this correctly or not. Do I still have 3 loops? No, I don't, which is what I was afraid of. I thought I dropped the last loop, but I wasn't. I wasn't for sure. So let's measure this out again. There's 2 inches. I'm trying to. How do I need to hold this? I'm struggling on how I'm supposed to hold this, as you can probably see. Yeah, that's why I turned it. I can't figure this out, guys. I'm sorry. You're going to go over 1, 2, 3. You're going to go around and through the loop. And it still doesn't have that third loop. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm struggling with this knot, and I normally do not struggle, but my Durkin causes memory recall issues, and that's kind of what's going on right now. So I was going dun dun dun. So this needs to be this way, but with this one up top, I think is the key. It's just that I'm nodding back. Yeah, this is where it needs to be. Okay. Nope, it needs to be shorter. There we go. I don't know why that was so hard for me to figure out, you guys. I'm sorry. Obviously, you guys know I don't edit, but even if I did, I'd leave that in just so that if you ever had the exact same problem, you knew that, like, you could see the way I troubleshooted it. Okay, I can pull this down ever so slightly. My nose. Oh, I don't want to use that tissue. It's got glue all over it. Ugh. Okay, so we want to make sure that's at 2 inches. That's at 2 inches. I'm going to risk it again. Like I said, I'm going to get the cap down inside and then kind of let it goosh inside of there. I hope it's got glue coming out. I don't know if it does or not. Yes, it does have glue coming out. Okay, good. Now, if I can just put this stopper back in. Okay, and now that our knot has glue in it, we can finish pulling it tight. For my class, I do have to bend them out a little bit just to help them get on easier for men, just because they like no muss, no fuss kind of jewelry, I'm telling you. So then once our knots is dry, see how you can just barely see the glue sticking out of there, but look, it's on the bottom too. And when my bottle is not all screwed up, you don't ever see the glue at all on my pieces because I like to go down inside the knot. So just a little tip. And then we're just going to come in and we're going to cut this down as close as we can. And then I'm going to grab my thread burner again because you can see the white of the leather there. So I'm just going to, and like I say, anytime I do this, we want to tan the leather, not burn it. There we go. It's a much cleaner aesthetic. You don't have to worry about color bleeding onto anybody's skin if they're out in, if they're like in any kind of, wait, oh, I don't know why I put that away. I need to do this end too. This one's a little bit trickier. There we go. Just little taps. You don't want to go overboard. Just enough until it's not like so noticeable that the leather's been dyed. Though there's nothing wrong with that. So here we go, guys. This is day 2 of 28 days of men's jewelry. I hope that you're enjoying this series. If you wouldn't mind liking this video, leave me a comment. And if you're not already, if you could subscribe and turn the bell notifications to all so that you don't ever miss another one of my videos. I hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. And as always, happy beading.